There's actually very little workshops or lectures out there in the industry on interval training specifically. And we'll get deeper into that as we go into the education process of you becoming a fitness coach for us. The increase and decrease in heart rates throughout the workout is very specific in timing and the way we design it to maximize fat burn and also calorie burn during the 60 minutes that we have those clients.
Well, I got my start in fitness 39 years ago, okay? My father was a very popular fitness coach in Niagara Falls, New York, and I often jokingly say I don't think I was parented, I was coached from an early age. He was dynamic, he was fabulous, he was passionate about movement, and that's where the excitement, I think, initially started. I then decided after high school to go for my bachelor's degree in physical education and my master's degree in exercise science. And I did teach school for a little bit, but then really enjoyed working with clients, working with people, changing lives, making them more fit.
It would seem pretty important that you guys understand how orange plays into this whole product. I would like for you to think of it in two ways. Orange is actually the color of energy, and if you study chakras of colors, you'll see that it's the second chakra. The second way is really zone 4 in the color orange on the Cardio GX is where all the magic happens with metabolism and the benefits of EPOC.
So how did I come up with the Orange Theory workout? Well, I often say I didn't invent running, lifting weights, rowing, didn't create any of that. All I did was, as an exercise physiologist, I decided I needed to find the best metabolic workout for actually my Pilates clients. I had a Pilates studio, very popular in Florida, and I was a little frustrated because they weren't getting any metabolic work in Pilates. So I did add a spinning studio onto my Pilates program, and that worked a little bit better. But a lot of times people cheat in spinning. They're not really monitoring how hard they're working. So I knew that if I could really come up with an hour workout that was the ultimate metabolic fat burning workout, that I would have it set for my Pilates business. That's really why I created it, for really to keep my Pilates clients for the long run. I had a very, very lucrative business. Well, what ended up happening is I did come up with the ultimate workout. I opened up my Ellen's Ultimate Workout facility, and my Pilates clients, again, the objective was get them in and change their bodies even more so they'll be with me for life. Beautiful. Great business move and great passionate move for me wanting to change people's lives in fitness. Well, it just exploded. People's bodies changed dramatically, more dramatic than any other kind of fitness metabolic work I had ever done over the 39 years of teaching. And I've literally taught everything from the Jane Fonda leg warmer workout, okay? So I've gone through a lot of workouts and I was, whoa, we've got something here. Well, interestingly enough, Jerome Kern, who is one of my partner's wife, came into my facility and she was like, you need to talk to my husband. Who's your husband? He does franchising. He really brought the Massage MDs and he's involved in the European Wax Centers to great height because he knows his business. Well, franchising was a little frightening to me at first. I wasn't sure if that was, where I wanted to go. But I ended up meeting with Jerome and was just so impressed. We clicked. It's very important you have good synergy. And I felt that. I felt that with him. I felt that with Dave. We decided to partner off and create what's now called the Orange Theory workout. We decided to put heart rate monitors on people so we could monitor their metabolic training work at a higher level. We put together our pilot studio downstairs and we decided to see, let's really see if this can have its own legs. Develop what we knew in our minds were there, but would it really take off? Well, hence it has. After several studios open, what is it, post 50? After several studios sold, what is it, post 190 about now? Obviously.
The treadmill component of the Orange Theory workout is going to have 3 types of clients: power walkers, joggers, and runners. What you really need to know is that the 12 to 20 minutes combined in zones 4 and 5 will be relative and it will be created while using the treadmill. Options would be a bike and a Strider elliptical piece of equipment, but primarily the treadmill is the one that's used. So when you see 12 to 20 minutes and you keep hearing it referred to as how we get epoch, this is a component where we're going to generate that epoch. The water rower, which we use for our indoor rowing component of the workout, was brought in by Ellen Latham to help people work on power and how to enhance their power through a low to no impact training tool. Power is usually accommodating, with lots of impact to the joints and the spine, and she knew that wasn't going to really be what we needed for thousands of clients all over the country. So it's a great choice that we made, and it is one of the most misunderstood training tools that you guys are going to be introduced to when we finally meet you guys in person. Make sure that you understand that rowing is about power, that it's the second highest calorie burner that we've tested in the industry that is low to no impact, and you'll have a good head start. The weight room is by far the most dynamic area of the Orange Theory studios. Muscle endurance training, muscle strength training or hypertrophy training, and power training will be done in the weight room. The rep counts will change every single day. Very dynamic training, multi-planar training, single joint, multi-joint, and all of that with various tools. There's 6 to 8 different training tools in the studio, just in the weight room, are going to be all very simplified by working 3 to 4 exercises at a time for a set period of 5, 6, 7 minutes, for example. So it's all simplified for the coach and for the client. Suspension trainers are used all over the world by coaches, performance coaches, personal trainers, group instructors, you name it. They really have been put on the map in the last 5 to 6 years. What we use those for is really your inside out muscles. We want to see smooth, fluid motion on the straps, which tells us that the stabilizers of the the shoulder complex and all the muscles surrounding the spine and the pelvis are being engaged primarily. And then we obviously add a movement pattern of bicep curls or tricep work or rowing to hit those larger muscle groups. But the idea behind Ellen putting them in was stabilizer first, shoulder, spine, and pelvis, and then the outside muscles second. The Bosu trainer, the Abdollies, and the medicine balls are great accessory tools in the Orange Theory studio, and they'll certainly be integrated in. Every week you're going to use the Bosus, the dollies, and the med balls at some level, some more than others. Typically they're going to be body weight training, of course, down to lightly loaded to work on the Bosu trainer, and then with the med balls they only go up to 12, possibly 14 pounds. So you're going to be looking at muscle endurance training, maybe some power training with those. You wouldn't necessarily be doing strength and hypertrophy training with those. The Bosu is obviously for stabilization, to challenge your coordination. We will add some load to it. Abdollies primarily core work, and the medicine balls will be used primarily for muscle endurance and power. The Orange Theory workout will be presented with 2 groups, a treadmill group and what we refer to as a floor group, which will be comprised of the weight room and rowers being one group. 26 minutes typically on the treadmill, 26 minutes typically on the weight floor, also utilizing the rower with that group as well. And then at the halfway point, somewhere around 26 to 27 minutes, the groups will switch. So the strength training and resistance training group will then go to the treadmill, and then the treadmill will make their way to the rowers in preparation for their weight room work. And then at the end of it, 3 to 4 minutes of flexibility training, and we are done. The flexibility training, or stretching if you want to call it, theory, I think we should really prioritize it as an area of the workout to educate our clients on how to stretch. We should be patient, educate them on post-workout flexibility versus pre-workout flexibility. You can start to introduce the cardio GX during this section as well. But I really would like to see this component being used as a nice patient 3 to 4 minutes of educating clients on how to stretch and what to stretch post-workout. In summarizing this lesson, I want you to focus on all the training tools that we use. Get to know them very closely by name. Make sure that when you come into the training, you understand that your accuracy and what you call the tools are very important to us. How the workout is put together with treadmills, rowers, and weight floor, how many minutes are spent in each, How is it designed? Is there a halfway point? What happens at the halfway point? Understand those things. Because all these tools, as they come together in this incredible variety every single day that you walk into an Orange Theory, we want you to understand what creates the metabolically charged workout that we call the Orange 60.